Step one, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. I'll never stop in this cycle swap. All the bad, feel the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Good morning, my beautiful coffee beans. Happy Monday. Dun-a-nut, nut, nut, nut. Hey, good check my sound. I got to make sure I'm the loudest place on YouTube because we just can't live life any other way. We got to be the loudest, the absolute loudest. We running a little bit slow, but let me look at all my microphone's up, my sound's up. Ooh, we doing good in the neighborhood. Well, hello, my beautiful people. If you don't know who I am, I'm a Bullhorn Betty. I know I'm kind of looking a little fresh this morning and everything, it being freezing cold outside. Yeah, I'm in a lot of pain this morning. The pain in the shoulder. It's back. It's back. The huge knot on the shoulder blade woke me up at 2 o'clock this morning. It sure did. I was in excruciating pain. Delilah's like, didn't know what the hell was going on. She's coming to lick my face, and I'm like, get out of here. Right? I'm just trying to get the pain gone. She's like jumping all over. What's wrong, Mommy? What's wrong, Mommy? It was wonderful. It's a wonderful, thank goodness I have somebody that loves me. Maybe I should say something that loves me. Oh, gracious. She's great. Good morning, everybody. Sonia, it's nice to see you. Melanie, Mama, good morning. Happy Monday. Mom of 9 and a half, it's nice to see you, love bug. I hope you're doing well. Veronica B. True is up in the chat. Let them 66. Good morning, my love. I hope you are doing well this cold morning. I see everybody. I can already visualize you. You guys are sitting there in freaking snowsuits, okay? I already know that you are up drinking coffee, shivering your teeth in a snowsuit, watching Bullhorn Betty from Florida and saying she's complaining about 60-degree weather. I get it. I understand. I'm not the most favorable in the group this morning. I'm not the most favorable in the group this morning because I got a lot more warmth than you guys got. And I'm not trying to rub it in at all, with me being, from Florida and everything. It is cold. I mean, I am in jackets. I am in sweatpants, right? I mean, it's cold here too, right? And I'm sitting here thinking, damn, it's cold outside. And then I come here and I see you guys, and you guys are like, but to feel like below 2 degrees. And I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, you know what? I think this morning I should just be blessed. I should just be blessed for for what God gives me. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he doesn't like you. I'm not saying he doesn't like you. I'm just saying. Denise, it's nice to see you. Oh, thank you, Melanie. She says, happy Monday, Betty, Delilah, mods, and chat. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Much love to you, BHB. Thank you, mods, for doing such a good job on BHB channel. Everyone here is awesome. Aw, yeah, we try to make a little family here. And just like families, we don't always agree, right? We just try not to kill each other every now and again. That's all. I mean, a normal American family, okay? A normal American family. We know we got a few nuts, okay? But that's okay. We like our nuts. Groovy Gal, it's nice to see you. Sonia, good morning. She reaches out to me. And I forgot I took Friday off because I was so exhausted from Thursday. Holy crap. Well, Friday we were supposed to pull our drawing, okay? Somebody's supposed to get something. And I forgot all about it. And then this morning, Sonia's reaching out to me to tell me she's like, chattering her teeth gone, like her teeth are breaking up. You guys see that Columbia commercial where the guy's there and you see all the cracks in his teeth? Well, that was Sonia this morning. She was just letting me know that she was that guy. And then I, for whatever reason, just seeing Sonia's text message, it was like, holy crap, we were supposed to pull a name Friday. And I just couldn't. I was exhausted Friday. I've been exhausted all weekend. Then I go over to Laura's house and they wanted to do something like make fresh pizzas. That's great. I thought it was so awesome. We go to Publix. I didn't know this. This is a true story, y'all. I didn't know this. How many of you guys know this? Well, let me get through roll call and then we'll say hi to everybody and then we'll talk about it. So trust the process. Sonia, it's nice to see you. Hot damn. Well, looky. It's nice to see you, love bug. I hope you're doing well. Monica, good morning. Tangled Cords, it's nice to see you. Who else do we have? Michelle, Amelia, good morning, guys. I hope you're doing well. Lisa B. Always, Teresa, good morning. It's nice to see you, love bug. Crystal Pistols, reminding you, if you guys have not hit the thumbs up button on the way in, please hit that. We got a lot to talk about, guys, okay? And this is not normal stuff that we're going to be talking about. If you guys notice, I put Sebastian Rogers' case at 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you guys, I think maybe 4:15, something like that, some weird time. If you guys have not gone over and signed up for Sebastian Rogers, you're going to want to. We got a lot to go over in his case today. We're going to be presenting some stuff. I know you guys are seeing some of the work that 5D is doing. I'm going to be supporting some of her work because she needs, it's good work. It's good quality work, and it's good quality comparisons, and she really did a great job on the work. And it's hard. I know a lot of people don't do the work that we do, but if you know anything, that those 13-minute videos took her hours to compile. Okay, hours. You don't get that kind of back and forth without it. You know, you got to do a lot of research. You got to find all the clips. You got to figure out which clips you want to use. You've got to do the transitions. You got to put all the right clips and clip them right, just right. You're talking about a lot of work. So she does a lot of work on these videos. And so 4 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to be diving in because the Mail of Two Moms, right? We just did one for Susan Smith, which let's face it, there was a lot of behaviors that we could attribute to Susan Smith coming from Katie Proudfoot. And then, of course, we have Letitia Stout, which has been convicted. So 5D has gone and so has Susan Smith and compiled that. So we're going to be going over Letitia Stout. We know Letitia. We covered Gannon Stout's case here on this channel. So this is going to be, very hard to go through because Gannon, precious boy, deserved so much better. And the situation in his family dynamic was just bad. His dad was away all the time, and he was left to, much like his other siblings, left to the care of a step-parent. And the father trusted the step-parent to be a step-parent, to be, mom. And this lady was batshit crazy. And he left his son with the devil. And just like the devil destroyed every ounce in being and fiber of this young boy that just appeared to be normal, missing his dad, just not with his mom, you got to understand from a kid's perspective. It sucks. So that's going to be this afternoon. I hope you guys get all over there to that. But we've got a lot of stuff coming over. We're going to be talking about the information that was breaking late last night and into this morning. Rob Reiner, he is a legendary producer. He's somebody I've literally watched even before my time. Watched movies, at my grandfather's house that he was in, and just stuff, and we got some information on that. And of course, we're going to be going to the Brown University mass casualty event that happened in, I believe it was Rhode Island, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know where Brown University is. It's an Ivy League university. It's too rich for Bullhorn Betty's blood, right? But it's very odd, the targeting. We've got a lot of information related to that, so we want to go over that. So anyways, No More Lies, it's nice to see you. Kendra, good morning. True Crime Junkie, it's nice to see you. I said hi to you. Teresa Sadie, good morning. Vicky, it's nice to see you. Robin, hey, love bug. I hope you guys are doing well. Rosebud, good morning. Debbie, it's nice to see you. Michelle, hey, I know it's cold. It's got to be cold there. I keep forgetting to bring up the stuff that you sent me too. I need to go over that because I remember the one that you sent me, and then I talked to you about the antenna, and I still haven't gone over because those are buyer beware that everybody needs to know about. Dreaming Blue Skies and Sandy Beaches, it's nice to see you. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Mama, I think I said hi to you. Oh, thank you. I love it. I love it. All the hearts. Guys, if we could please say a prayer. I know that we've been saying a lot of prayers for a lot of people, and some people always need a little more prayers than others sometimes. And this is a situation where we do have a lot of people struggling. So, just generally pray over everybody. But Mr. and Mrs. E, we had the pleasure of getting to know both Mr. and Mrs. E through the Sebastian Rogers case, and they are just some of the nicest people I've ever met. I've met all their children. Their children are amazing. I've met their son, and now we have middle E that is really struggling. As many of you guys know, he has gone through several brain operations. Just the thought of it just makes you... It just unnerves people to, just a piece of them, right? And so I can't imagine, they're just the nicest family. And, we're always sitting here and watching, and, we look at and it seems like no matter who it is, it's always the nicest people that always seem to be hit with some of the most earth-shattering information or news. And as many of us, a lot of you guys are parents, and a lot of you guys, we found a little family here, through autism, right? Covering the case of Sebastian Rogers. And we kind of leaned on each other to learn some information and people to help guide us in understanding what we were dealing with. And some of those people that helped us understand what we were dealing with was Mr. and Mrs. E, as they have an autistic son themselves, and one that was nonverbal that they've worked therapeutically with, that's able to talk, that actually came up and said, "Hi, Betty," to me. It was precious. It was absolutely precious. And to think that they're struggling and looking at their son, and their son is going through all these major surgeries that would just break many of us, and they have to put that, that suit of armor on and be strong for their kids and their family. It's got to be very hard. So I'm just asking that you guys just really pray and put your hands on this family this holiday season, because they're one of ours, right? This is part of our family, and to see them struggle and to see them feel pain this time of the year when there's so many people are feeling hope, it's hard for me. As you guys can see, it's hard for me to talk about it, because my heart bleeds for them, and there's nothing that any of us can do. We can't take away the pain, we can't take away the concern, we can't take away the anxiety, we can't take away the results, we can't take away any of that. All we can do is pray. And all we can do is really pray that our prayers are going to be enough for this family, right? So that's what I'm asking of each of you. And even if you're not religious, maybe you're a little more on the spiritual side. I can't see where any positivity, any positive type of stuff, spiritual or religious, could ever help. Or ever not help. Excuse me. I didn't mean for it to say ever help. I meant just the opposite of that, not help, right? So we're calling everybody that can do something in a spiritual way to uplift this family in positivity. I ask of you to come forward and do that. Thank you guys for letting me bend your ear, but it's been breaking my heart. I haven't known anything. I've kind of, with being exhausted from last week, and then of course all the pain that I've been in with my I don't know what's going on with me. I still haven't gone to the doctor. I know I probably should, but usually all this stuff works out. I never have to really, because I've been dealing with it for so many years. It usually works out. This one's been a little bit worse, but I put up my own lights at the house. And then it comes down to the pizza dough, which we're going to be talking about here in a second. We got pizza dough to talk about, folks. We got pizza dough. And that's not the breaking news, I promise. I promise that's not the breaking news. Fireflies are free to fly. It's nice to see you. Hello, DeBoss Bish. It's nice to see you. Cynthia, good morning. It's nice to see you. I'm hoping we're kind of down at the end. I think I've got everybody. Honestly, Becky, it's nice to see you. Let me just go up just a little bit, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, Sandwich, YouTuber, it's nice to see you. Sarah, good morning. I think I got everyone now. If I didn't, I really am sorry. Let me go over to the vertical side and see if I missed anybody. Meow. Hello, my love. It's nice to see you over there. Thank you, Hot Damn. Hot Damn said good morning. Gave us a $2 super sticker. Thank you, Love Bug. We got, who else do we have? Aw, the Boss Fish sent us a floating heart. Thank you, love. Jules Lily, it's nice to see you. Sharon, it's 52 in Lakeland. Good gracious. That is cold. I know it's cold here. It's cold here. Sharon, I got that. True Crime Junkie. Kendra, No More Lies. I think, oh, thank you guys. High Five, Hot Cocoa, Fireworks. Oh, I love it. Kendra, thank you. Tangled Cord says good morning. So I think that's everybody. So it's nice to see you guys. I am monitoring. I still haven't done what I needed to do to merge the two chats together. I apologize. I do apologize. It's going to be, I need them all to come into one because it's already hard enough just flipping through the two things and having two live streams running. So thank you guys for all being here. There you go. You guys deserve a round of applause. It's nice to see you. So before we dive right in, Myrtle Beach. Oh, good gracious. Good gracious. Let me ask you guys, if you are cold, okay, I'm going to monitor both of them. If you are freaking freezing your ass off this morning, put a 1 in the chat. If you're not freezing your butt off and you're in Florida, but you're still a little cold, put a 2 in the chat. No, I'm just joking. If you're freezing your butt off is a 1. If you're not, put a 2 in the chat because I want to see this. I want to see who's freezing their rear end off this morning. Who's freezing? I'm a 1. Betty's a 1. Sandy's like, nope, I'm good. Oh, that's right. You're from Australia, aren't you? She's like, I'm good. She's like, I'm cooking over here. I'm cooking over here. Oh, Sandy's like, nope, I'm a 1. I'm a 1. Good morning, Peggy. It's nice to see him. Oh, good gracious. Okay. Well, I can see. Oh, Callie. Yeah, I know. It's pretty cold. It's pretty cold, Laura. No doubt. No doubt. I want to go to Thailand. Yacht Club says I want to go to Thailand. So the entire chat is freezing. Okay. Okay. Now that we know, we're freaking cold. We're cold. Oh, good gracious. We're good gracious. Oh, good gracious. Okay, guys. So we've got a lot to go over. Now, you guys know I shoulder. I promised you before we'd get started on the show, I'd tell you about the pizza. Okay. You guys remember weather Orlando, April. How's Orlando? Orlando's got to be cold this morning because it's in the middle of the state and it's kind of further north and I'm further south. So we got guys, you guys are freezing. You guys are making me freeze. Heat wave this week in the 40s. Let them 66 say. That's something like we would say, you know, we got a cold wave coming through. It's going to be 40, right? But you're saying it's a heat wave because you guys are so cold. Now, for those that are living in Maine and Washington State, what were you thinking? I'm just curious. Like, what in the world were you thinking? Did you guys wake up one day and say, I want to live in the coldest place in the United States? Ooh, that sounds fun. I'm just asking. I'm asking for a few million people. We just want to know what was going on in your mind. Is it the seafood? I mean, I can understand if you guys say, look, I love seafood. I love to be off the docks. I like that. I like that. Okay, I can understand. I'm a seafood eater. Okay, I can understand that. Now, would I freeze my ass off for some seafood? Probably not. I'm not sure if I want to say, hey, you know, Maine, I love my seafood so much, I'm going to freeze my ass off, 11 months out of the year. I don't know. I just don't see myself doing that. I don't love seafood that much. I love seafood. Okay? I love seafood. I hate cold weather. I know. Well, then why are you living where you live? You get pretty darn good cold weather where you're at, too. I bet you have a snow shovel. Bullhorn Betty doesn't have a snow shovel. I'm just saying. I'm in Massachusetts, and soon I can leave the cold. As soon as I can, yeah, right. I get it. I get it. That's just too damn cold for me. It's too cold. Like, my body hurts now. Are you kidding me? I've been complaining to you guys for weeks about my shoulder. Literally weeks at this point. It all started after I put the damn lights up. And then, right, we finally settled it down. We finally settled it down. We have snow. Aw. Send me snow pictures. You guys know I love snow pictures. We do have some snow pictures, but I wasn't prepared because you guys know I wasn't. Well, I was online yesterday. I did cook. I just threw it on the other channel. So if you're not signed up to the other channel, Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories, well, you missed the post. You missed the post. It was good. I made some. And everybody's like, oh, the cranberry. I'm not a cranberry lover. Like, I will not eat cranberry. I don't eat cranberries, okay? But I had some extra cranberries, and I thought, maybe a little snap, a little bit here with some salt, that sweet, salty kind of taste with some brown grape. It turned out perfect. I actually liked it with the cranberries. Somebody said to use apples or even pie filling, and I thought, oh, that'd probably be a nice little good, like an apple and raisin type of thing. That would probably sound good too. I'm on the seafood diet. I see it, I eat it. I know. That's kind of like me. I will tell you, I'm going to have to lose some weight. I don't care if I get a gut. I don't care. My gut's getting bigger, okay? Look at that. I got a little, look at that. I'm the chubby unicorn today, okay? I'm a chubby unicorn today. You know what that is? You guys want to know? It's not a beer gut, okay? It's an eggnog gut, okay? It is truly an eggnog gut. And I got to tell you, I drink eggnog like it's water. I drink eggnog like it's water. I have heart palpitations when I pour that last cup. Are you guys this bad on eggnog? I'm horrible on eggnog, okay? It is a sugar drug for me, okay? But I turn the eggnog up, and I love the eggnog so much that when I'm down to that last cup, I tilt it up, and I put something under it, right? So it all has to drain out the half-gallon jug. Any remnants of it, like I'm like, I didn't get that last drop. No. Not the last drop. I do. I love it. I am freaking disgustingly in love. I ate a freaking eggnog pie over at Laura's, okay? I am disgusting about eggnog. That's how much I love it. I am a disgusting pig around eggnog, okay? I look like I'm drinking slop out of Chlamydia's toilet. I'm just joking. I'm just trying to paint the disgusting photo for you. I'm just right? That's me. Oh, eggnog. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. If I had the patience, I would make it literally year-round. I really would. I would make it year-round. Oh, look who joined the party. Look who joined. I never drink. You never drink anything. I'm like, where do you want to eat? She's like, I don't know. I'm not picky. I was ready to slam on the brakes and say, excuse me? You're not picky. What do you eat? Well, I like this, and this. Oh, okay. So do you like this? Oh, no. I don't like that. Okay. You want some coffee? Oh, no. Never drank this stuff. Oh, you want some eggnog? Oh, never drank that shit either. Okay, well, you're not the pickiest person in the world. Okay, so you're just kind of kosher with whatever I'm going to eat. She knows it. She knows it. Good morning, Marie. Little Orange Man, it's nice to see you. Good morning, Travis. It's nice to see you. Merry Christmas. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Good morning. I knew you would say that. Well, if the shoe fits, I'm just saying. Best eggnog is Stewart's. Oh, Martha Stewart's. I hear it's a very finicky process, and I don't want, and when eggs are like $5 an egg, when you got dope dealers slinging eggs instead of dope, we got a problem in America. I'm just saying. So, you got to go to the corner egg man to be able to afford the price of eggs to make the eggnog. I'm just saying, okay? And the Eggman's a little creepy. You never know what you're going to get. Okay, I'm going to stop. My balls are starting to leak just a little bit. So, anyways, getting back to, this weekend and why I'm doubled over in pain this morning, okay? I thought about this, but I thought because I got away with it on Sunday, I took it easy Sunday and everything. I didn't even do a live. I was trying to, I was going to, I thought about it, and I just didn't want to because I was hooked to the whole Brown University thing that I wasn't coming here live. I don't know why. I guess we could have just watched it together and just spent the day together, right? Watching all the breaking news on this stuff. But I was doing a lot of research trying to find this person, and I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. I watched how the guy was walking. I do believe it could be a white guy. I mean, I really do. But, with it being so close to what happened in Australia, my common sense is kind of kicking in a little bit and telling me that, maybe it is related. And so I'm, whatever. But anyways, getting back Saturday, I go over to my best friend's and everybody's really excited about, pizza. And I'm like, okay, we're going to make our own. Sounds great. It's been a while since we made our own pizza. Last time I made pizza was on flatbread. I already had bought the little crust, put the sauce on it, made it. It was good. It was good, right? But she's like, when you go to Miss Laura's, didn't I tell you everything's made from scratch at Miss Laura's house, right? But see, she cheats every now and again, but she still uses from scratch. So she went to Publix. And I'm like, why are we going to Publix? Publix is like the most expensive place you can buy groceries. Why would anybody go? I don't know why anybody shops at Publix, okay? Unless you are freaking rich, I don't know how you can afford Publix prices. I just don't, okay? If you guys are shopping, and my mom tries to justify it by saying, but they have BOGOs. I'm like, yes, but even when I go into Walmart and buy 2 packages, it's always less than the BOGO at Publix. I'm sorry, it just is. And, so anyways, she goes over to Publix. This is one thing I am definitely going to go to Publix for. They have a refrigerator in the bakery. You can get fresh pizza dough. Did you guys know this? I didn't know this. So we got pizza dough. They also in the refrigerator already have the pizza sauce in packages. And then you just pick up your sides. So if you want ham, go get some ham. If you want sausage, pepperoni, pick up your sausage, pepperoni, your vegetables. I never been to Publix. I of course I have, because Publix is, my mom has a beach house and the only place you can go on the beach house is Publix because obviously it's the most expensive place on a beach house. And that sounds about right. The only person that could afford to build a freaking grocery store would be Publix, right? So I've been to Publix before, but there's still some things that I've never even knew they did. I love Publix subs, okay? If you want to know what I buy from Publix when I usually go and shop, it's usually their subs. I'm an absolute Publix sub eater, but I had no idea that they had this fresh pizza dough. So I'm thinking, man, this is awesome. So you get fresh pizza dough, right? So I'm excited. I'm giddy. I'm like a little girl, okay? I'm like, oh my gosh, we got real pizza dough. Oh, we're gonna do this. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish. Did I tell you I got a shoulder pain this morning? Let me put it to a test. Let me put it to the test. We got 160 people in the old Bullhorn Betty chat on the main channel, and on our main thing, we got 35 viewers in our vertical stream. I'm still going to be monitoring the vertical streams chat, right? So now, how many of you guys can figure out why I got shoulder pain? Can you take a guess? Anybody? Raise your hand up. Anybody? Let's see who can guess. Who can guess why Bullhorn Betty has shoulder pain this morning? Do. We don't have one here, Hot Damn says. Oh, you're probably good. Meow. Nope, meow. It's not the Christmas lights. It was. I think it's what started all of it, the Christmas lights. It's something about the neck surgery and working over your head, right? So that's basically, well, I think the cold has something to do with it. Yeah. No. Not rolling the dough. Stretching the dough. Okay? Do you know it's not easy to stretch dough? I had no idea. None whatsoever. None. Okay? It went from being, yay, to being, it's heavy. It's heavy. I'm not children. You know, I don't. Careful, Betty. Careful, Betty. Come on, don't be aggravating. Don't be aggravating. Right? I'm not above the head. Spinner. Right? So I'm trying to look like it. I'm kneeling out. You know, I got my muscles over there. I'm like, oh yeah. Ooh, that hurts. It's this shoulder right here, if you guys are wondering. So if you guys see me, doing something like this, it's because of that shoulder, okay? So I'm just stretching this dough, and I'm like, this bitch ain't going nowhere, right? You stretch it, it shrinks back up. Like, what kind? Do you have some funny dough here, Laura? Like, did you literally buy us, those little candles? Like, I thought it was a gag. I thought she was trying to pull my chain or something, because you know how you got those little candles that you blow them out and they light back up again? I'm thinking Laura's trying to play a joke on me. I'm a pulling and pushing, and I turn around and the damn thing shrunk back up, and I'm like, well, son of a bitch, how the hell are you getting past this? I don't know. It gives me a whole new perspective for you Italian pizza makers. Silly Betty. That's a perfect description of this crap. That's a perfect description. Holy crap. Just a tugging and a pulling, and you find like, ooh, it's about to fit the pan. You turn around and it's like, son of a bitch. You can't win for winning. You can't win for losing. Tanya, it's nice to see you. Me and you. Mary Moose, it's nice to see you. Stephanie, good morning. Good morning. Me and you. Oakley, it's nice to see you. So I'm just telling you my experience with the whole, let's make the pizza stuff at home. And I'm going to say, no! I think next time we're just going to order from Papa John's. Jeez Louise. Papa John's, we salute you. Hail to the king. Hail to the king. Hail to the king. I'm just saying, hail to the king. I don't know about that, okay? I don't know about that. So now I'm all jacked up. It's 2 o'clock this morning. I thought I got away with it. I wasn't hurting on Sunday, right? I just said, you know what? Let's not push it. Remember, heavy dough. Let's not push it. So I took it easy. Did very light stuff. Didn't even really sweep the floors. Didn't do anything to aggravate it. Went to sleep, woke up, and at 2 o'clock this morning, I'm like, S-O-B. Hopefully I'm not kicking all this stuff off. Sorry. Hopefully you guys can hear me, right? And so I get up, and I'm like, the pain. The pain it's excruciating. I got a freaking, like a Charlie horse up under my freaking shoulder blade again. It's painful. So I get up, I drink a mess of water, just a mess of water, because I don't know if the muscles, I've been drinking a lot of coffee and soda, maybe the muscles have something to do with lack of water. I mean, believe it or not, you'd be surprised that some of the ailments and pains that you're feeling are a bunch of different stuff that you're not even thinking about. Some of your muscle aches might be as simple as depression. You might be going through some seasonal depression and not even realizing it. Okay, that's not the case for me. Something's seriously wrong here. Now, I don't know if it's the scar tissue from the surgery or if it's just me aggravating it because I worked over my heads putting the lights up around the house and they just, still never quite healed, which is possible. But something's definitely aggravating it. And it's like anytime I put pressure or do something with my hands that's weighted like the dough, within a day or two, I'm in excruciating pain. So this morning I got the massager. Took 5 Aleve, took 5 Aleve, put the massager on and put it on there. It starts and it keeps working. I think it's like 20 or 30 minute massage on it. So I let it run until it was done running. I just let it go out, and I did the shoulder and then I did my neck. I did a little bit of my neck just in case it was something further up, and then I just put it on my shoulder, and it finally worked it out enough that I could get back to sleep. And of course, that's kind of where I'm at. But, whew, what a last few couple of days. And then with all of that going on, I find out there's a mass casualty event at Brown University, which is an Ivy League school. We're hearing about an Australia mass casualty event. And it appears that both of those mass casualty events, oh, thank you, Oh, we got to do we got to do the badass. Thank you for reminding me. We got to do the badass stuff too. Hold on a second. So we'll get back to the badass stuff in just a second before we get brought on here in the intro. So what we have is, and I think there was another event someplace else that we found out about as well. So I think there was 3 events targeting Jewish, like the Brown University. Those were the professor went to Israel and talked Judaism or Judaic type of studies. So it's a little odd because they arrested a white man, and they've just let the white man go this morning. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw that, but he's out. He's released. Apparently, he's not the guy. So they're still looking for the guy. Thank you, Stephanie gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. Turtle Talks received that Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell. Let me go, you guys. Stephanie, thank you. And Turtle Talk, thank you for being the newest member of this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket in your padded room and welcome aboard. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. Okay, guys, because we were unable to do the drawing on Friday, we do have the winner recipient here. And the winner, and I don't see her in the chat this morning. So the winner of the shirt that was supposed to be given away on Friday, that's been given away here on Monday, is Gina H. I don't see Gina H. I've been kind of dragging this along until I seen Gina H. come in the chat. Sometimes she's here this time of morning. Sometimes she isn't. So that's who the winner went to. Now, if for any reason we can't get a hold of Gina H. to give her her shirt, we will call a new recipient for that shirt. So Sonia, just let me know when you do get a hold of her, and once you do, I will get that, whatever you got, you understand. So perfect. So Gina H, welcome. Now the rules are that she has to either wear the shirt, take a picture of it, or take a picture of it when it arrives. So yes, congratulations, Gina H. You need to get a hold of Sonia for your shirt. You're the winner of this week. Okay. Now where are we going? I think we got through most of our stuff here. If you guys don't know what it is, we let you know about a week in advance, and then the winner is pulled. It doesn't really matter what you give. If you donate, whether it's a super chat, super sticker, super thanks, you buy gift memberships, whatever the gift is, you go onto a list for that time, and then once those are all drawn, you get on a wheel. It's all done digitally. There's nothing, and you just push a button and it spits out a name, and that's how we select who's going to get the free shirt, right? And so you get to pick. At this point, I mean, Sonia's made, I don't know, a gajillion different Bullhorn Betty shirts. So you can pick from any of the Bullhorn Betty line that she has, and you can get it in any size you want. And everything you get yours. The only requirement is you have to be in the United States. We do not ship overseas. We do not ship to foreign countries. Okay, even Canada. I know there's stuff going on between us and Canada. Unfortunately, our Canada friends, I would think that's a lot higher postage. So depending on the cost, I guess really would be prohibitive. So I'll see if we can include Canada, but I think this is just for America, for people in the United States. So I'm sorry. I love you all. I thank you for all of your contributions in support of this show, but there's only so much that we can do on a costly, it's got to be cost effective. We budget a lot around here, but we also want to give back to the people that support this channel as well. So it's kind of like a happy middle in my opinion. So, all right, guys, we got a lot of news that's coming out today in the news, and this is probably one of the hardest ones that I'm reeling from. This is somebody that I didn't really know by name until today. I mean, I've heard his name a lot, but once they talked about his history and where he, oops, I just realized I have this. It's kind of a little once I realized his history and who he was. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for all you do. Oh, yeah, I forgot. People, we were doing the badass thing, too. Bear with me before we get started on this. So I wanted to get some badass stuff done. Where's my badass comments? So anybody that how this works is anybody that's $5 or more gets a I read these little cards. It's just kind of a karma thing, you know. What's in your future type of thing. So let me see how badass the people are. And the reason why I call it How Badass Are You is because it's affirmations for a badass. These are just affirmations. People love it. They feel good after they're reading it. I love it. So let's go ahead and get this here. Yes. So we got anybody over $5. You get 5 cards. Melanie gets 10 because she did $10. So it's 2, 5. That's right. And who else? Sonia. There you go. Do we have anybody else? It's 5 or more. Let me see. 5 or more. Okay, so we got 2. So Melanie, I'm going to do yours first. You are effing amazing. Rock that stuff. You will get there. You're going to do great today. You find your happy place. And now go with the flow. If love turns lonely, let it go. I love that one. They only talk crap because they envy your drive. Keep giving them reasons. Ooh, I like that. I like that one. They only talk crap because they envy your drive. Keep giving them a reason. I like that. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. Don't ever stray away from yourself to get closer to someone else. Ooh, I like that one. That's the card that many of our mamas that show up on the Bullhorn Betty channel need to read, right? Those are the cards right there that everybody needs to read. Oh, thank you. Peggy's getting one too. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love it. I love it. Have the serenity to kick some butt today. Ooh, Melanie kicking indoors. She's going, I'm making changes. Find a way, not an excuse. Ooh, I love that. Ooh, I love that. That's the mantra of the Bullhorn Betty show. Find a way, not an excuse. That is literally that right there. That I love that. I love that. I'm pulling it. Oh, now I'm gonna keep that in there. Positivity radiates out of you like sunshine. Aw, that is true. Melanie is by far one of the sweetest people, I think. Well, I think everybody's sweet. Sonia's sweet. Karen's, everybody I meet so sweet. Love it, love it. When I met Love It, love it. She's sweet too. She's sweet too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got you, Peggy. So, Sonia, yours is the best crap happens outside of your comfort zone. Woo! I feel some changes coming on. I feel it coming your way. Today I gotta say the word. It's for you, babe. Today be the badass girl you were too lazy to be yesterday. Ooh! I love that. You are an amazingly strong, competent, take no crap, speak your mind, forward, blessed, bad butt. Have a kick butt life. I'm trying to. I had to say it the bad word for at least one because it wasn't bold. You know, you had to say it, but I can tone the rest of them down. You are blessed, powerful. Amen. Blessed, powerful. There's Sonia and Miss Peggy. Woo, woo, woo. Happiness is a choice, and today you choose to be happy. You choose to be over the blessed top happy. Over the blessed top happy. Your unique spirit brings out a ton of light to the world. Wow. Peggy. Peggy, you are brave, you are fierce, and you can do the blessed hard things. Amen. You are magic. Own that stuff. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Oh, I love that one. I love that one. I love that one. That is a real good one right there. That one right there is a real good one. I like that one. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Great ones today. Great ones today. Okay, guys, let's get on here. So I really didn't even really know this guy by his. I mean, I knew his name. I've heard his name, but I didn't, think so much about him. But once he died and they were giving a history, I'm like, holy crap! I remember him. I remember that. I remember that show. I remember him being a part of that. I remember this. I remember that, right? And so I was like, okay, what's going on? What does it say? In my conclusion, my opinion, hold on, Sasha. Good morning, by the way. Remember when you and Johnny Rich went to Dobbs' weird compound house? Rich went up to the property. There was a white truck and Dodd blue and red truck, but yeah, I remember that. I think that was when we were in South Carolina. I think that's when, unless we went to the Dobbs. I can't remember. We talked to a girl, but I think the compound I went to was in South Carolina while I was in there for an event. Something like that. So, yeah. Well, I can't remember. But Rob Reiner, again, him and his wife, these two people were found dead in their home yesterday. And from all the reports that I'm hearing about and learning about, they were both stabbed to death. Now, many people are wondering who would do this. And that's kind of where I was trying to find out, what was going on here, who's coming, because usually a name rises to the top, through back channels and other things fairly quickly. People start theorizing and speculating, especially people that are a little closer to the family than not. And so what it appears now, I'm not saying that this is true. This is absolutely speculation, and it's speculation to the highest tune because I don't know who did this. I'm just getting involved in this case, and I'm probably not going to, cover it. I'm not really into entertainment news. We're true crime. So this is kind of entertainment news / true crime, but most of the entertainment / true crime stabbed them to death. I don't know what kind of knife it was, but what I'm hearing is apparently they have a son. And apparently their son has been a problem child in their family for some time. And so people are indicating they believe it is their adult son that did this to them. Now, again, I'm not sure how this is going to happen or roll out, or who ultimately is going to be arrested for this. I can only tell you what I'm hearing in back channels. Okay, so these are the places that I go to try to find and strum up some intel and information and some leads and tips that might help direct this channel in identifying who this might be, so we can dive into their background and they have two sons. I understand that, but I'm hearing that it's one son, and I don't know which one it is. There was no names brought that I could read, just that they believe it's their son. So, again, don't know. Yeah, Laverne and that's why I'm saying, I watched all these things. I think that's what makes me have such an old soul, is because I was at my grandfather's house. He only had antenna TV. So you got antenna TV. And, these things like Laverne and Shirley were on TV, and they were the TV that was on antenna, and you could get that. It was just a lot. So son is a person of interest, and their daughter who lives across the street found them. Ellie wasn't saying much last night. Exactly. That's it. So, again, that's what I'm hearing. I don't know what's true, what's not true, because nobody of official capacity has said anything. And I haven't seen these statements come from anybody directly connected to the family, okay, that I'm aware of. Yeah, there may be somebody passing around that we ultimately find out is directly connected to the family, and we're passing around legitimate information. But the people I'm seeing it from are not, from anything that I can see, connected directly to the family or the situation. It's just, some theorizing from probably looky-loos and people kind of like me looking into the case, putting that information out there. I don't know which it is. My point, thank you, Veronica. I'll read you, give me just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail and I'll read you your cards for today. The Mayor Bass did. What did she say? We have Mayor Bass. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and play this, and I'll see if I can find Mayor Bass comments. I unfortunately can't read People Magazine on here. It drops the system so much because they have so many damn advertisements on their content that it's miserable.
Confirming that Hollywood icon, director Rob Reiner, and his wife Michelle are dead. Newsom saying, quote, "Jen and I are heartbroken by the tragic loss of Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer Reiner. He made California a better place through his good works. Rob will be remembered for his remarkable filmography and for his extraordinary contribution to humanity." But the LAPD revealing little information about their investigation so far. They did confirm, though, their robbery homicide division would be overseeing the case. Former
robbery homicide kind of goes hand in hand. We haven't heard that there was any type of robbery here yet. We don't know. Again, is it possible that there was a dispute, a family dispute over money? I mean, it is possible. It is possible. We know how some of these. Again, I'm sorry, folks. No matter how much I adored, maybe when I was younger, I didn't understand Hollywood. I didn't know how horrible Hollywood is. I didn't know how abusive Hollywood was. I didn't know anything related to it. We're having a little bit of hiccups on the system right now, so please just work through it. It's probably just laggy a little bit, maybe a little shaky. Hopefully we'll get back to a good running system here in a minute. But I digress. We're hearing that Nick had a drug problem. That would make sense to what we're seeing here. If Nick had a drug problem, parents cut him off. He's going to be acting out, right? This is what I talk about. So son was an addict and the person of interest. So we're kind of on. Nobody has publicly stated that he's a person of interest yet that I'm aware of. I know there's been some assessments, there's been some theorizing and some speculation, but I don't think specifically. And let me get you, Veronica. Let's see what is held in your comic future. How badass is Veronica B. Truly? Once you fall in love with yourself, their game is over. Boom. Always have self-love. Always self-love, right? You got to have, nobody's going to respect you more than yourself. So if you're constantly calling yourself stupid and worthless and stuff like that, how do you expect anybody else to say something better? Not that you're saying that to yourself, Veronica. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the rest of the people over here. So once you fall in love with yourself, game is over. You have confidence. You have courage. You have everything you need. It's okay. Mistakes are just proof that you're trying. Don't give up. Woo, woo, woo. Love that. You don't have to be perfect. Just be blessed awesome. Woo, woo, woo. Making mistakes is better than faking perfection. I see kind of a mistake. Did something happen, Veronica? I love that. I love that. Some people are really sick, so avoid them. They're called hate channels. just saying, they're called hate channels. You're doing a damn good job. I love that. Inhale, exhale, and then let that crap go. Ooh, I love that one too. You are your own best cheerleader. Woo-woo! Whoever is trying to bring you down is already below you. Love that. Love that. I will let go of that crap let go of the crap that doesn't serve me. Serve you. Woo, woo, woo! I love that. I love that. Good stuff. Those are positive. So anything that's bothering you, Miss Lisa, or Miss Veronica, you go kick that crap loose. You let them know who's the badass in that relationship. You the badass. I love it. I love it. Where's the sun? I don't know. Like I said, I watched this morning because I've been hooked on the Brown University, which is what we're going to be getting to next before we close out the show. But this is pretty sad because once I realized who this guy was, I remember seeing him in this. I remember seeing him in that. He was a great actor. He was a great producer and just an amazing person. Now, did he come with his faults? Did they have problems? I don't know. I don't trust Hollywood. I think Hollywood is by far some of the most immoral people you could ever meet, are movie stars and musicians. They don't care what they do to their bodies, okay? And I am a Christian woman, so I care what everybody does with their body. I want them to live. I want them to honor themselves. I want them to honor what God has given them, not abuse themselves with what God has given them. And I feel sometimes that people in Hollywood do that. And, the one good thing is this guy appears to have been married to his wife for a really, really, really long time. So he may be like a Goldie Hawn and Kirk Russell or whatever his name was, that they were together forever. You never had any problems. They were one of the legendary relationships and marriages in Hollywood. A lot of people in Hollywood don't make it. Why? Because they're not committed to one another. They're committed to what one another can do for each other's career. And that's the wrong reason to be getting married to somebody, okay? I'm sorry, it just is. Oh, Rob met his wife during Harry Met Sally. Oh, that's so sweet. My girl, Stand By Me. That was a long time ago. They've been together for a really long time. It's just sad that this is happening. And it's sad that we find this more than not, it's unfortunate because people that went to Hollywood and came from nothing and made money, they didn't want their children to want for anything. That's not good parenting. Okay. It's not good parenting. Okay, even if you are rich and wealthy, you need to let your children earn it, just like you did. That's what made you who you are. You guys may not like the struggle or the walk, and you may want to try to make it a little easier for your children, but why? Why would you want to make it easier for your children? What do you think made you such a strong, independent person? What do you think did that? Do you think your mommy and daddy making it easy for you made you the way you are today? No. It's because you've had the walk. It's because you've had the walk. You learn to appreciate things. Everybody needs their walk. And anybody that's taking that away from their children, you're doing your children a disservice. You're doing your children a disservice. Can you make life easy for them? You might have millions and millions of dollars. You could probably make their life easy for them for the rest of their life, but what are you really doing? What is the purpose of that? Because you're creating somebody that's never going to be anything, and when you're gone, your money is going to be gone too. All of your life efforts and work pissed down the drain. So why aren't you making your children work for it as hard as you did? I think that is the worst thing you can teach your children, is not accountability and not responsibility. I'm sorry. We need that. I had my walk, right? My walk was ugly, but it made me who I am. Right? Can you imagine what would I be here right now if I had my walk and my family was still funding my walk? I'd probably be dead in a grave. Okay?
Homicide detective Brian Foley joins me now. Brian, why are they being so tight-lipped at this point?
Well, as a homicide detective, you want as very little information getting out there as possible, unless you want it to get out there. And we'll talk about that with Providence, when you don't want too much information getting out there. So they're going to be very tight-lipped. This is not an active scene in that there's an active danger there. So now this becomes a highly forensic scene. And what the detectives, I can tell you, are doing right now are securing search warrants. They need a search warrant to search a victim's house. This is a stabbing, Todd, and what do I always say? Stabbing is a very intimate and emotional crime, and almost always the victim is known to the suspect. However, this is a very highly public and outspoken person, so that...
It has nothing to do with that. At the end of the day, have you seen this person's house? Who in the hell can get into that house unless they know the people? So we already know that it's the person. We've already been hearing through the back channels that it's most likely a child, their child, that did this to them. I don't know how to stop parents from hurting their children or how to stop children from hurting their parents. I don't know how to do that. I really don't. We just live in a different environment. I mean, back in the day when children were kidnapped, when I was growing up back in the 70s and 80s, kids were kidnapped so parents had children, right? They weren't kidnapped to be abused and they were kidnapped because families couldn't have families and it was too expensive to adopt. And back then you didn't have a whole lot of cameras. Parents would turn their head for a split second and the child would be gone. We'd find those children many years later and they're alive. Why? Because the person that kidnapped them wanted a kid. So they raised them, in very many times very well. They weren't abusive to their children. In some cases, the parent were abusive, and come to find out the children, were either not right when they got it to be an adult, or they ended up losing their life as a young because of the abuse. But it wasn't, it was very, very rarely abuse. There was some abductions where, a good example would be John Walsh's son, right? He was abused. He was abducted for abuse. So it's not like it was uncommon during that time. It's just the majority of the kids that were snatched, in my opinion, were snatched to make other families, versus what people are snatching children for today, this day and age. Hey, Living, it's nice to see you. I don't know. My heart breaks over this situation. But it's definitely, in my opinion, most likely going to be somebody very close to this family. This was a very personal attack.
That kind of eliminates that. But you hope.
If it was their drug addicted son that did this, I have a funny feeling, he's probably going to self-harm if they haven't got him in custody yet.
Two things. One, that this suspect has revealed themselves through hate messaging to the victim in the past, and his security people
hey, Wild
know
Wolf.
it.
It's nice to see
and
you.
that the scene becomes now the main point of evidence. This is a highly forensic scene. You're going to have maybe one of the best homicide divisions and crime scene processing in the world on that scene, processing it. When there is a stabbing, you hope that there was a struggle and that there's transferred DNA. What do I mean? The suspects.
Did you guys hear him? Because of who he is, he's going to get the best of the best. And this is, and I get high profile versus not high profile, but I feel like everybody should get that. I don't think you should be a Hollywood elite to have the best of the best investigators working this case. Okay? I'm sorry. I think that statement in all sense makes my skin crawl just a little bit. Okay? Because I want you guys to hear what he's basically saying. He's basically saying because this guy is who he is, he's going to have the best of the best investigators. I loathe those statements. I will be honest with you. Absolutely loathe those statements. Hey, Ruby, Wild Wolves. Oh, Lady 7up. It's nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning.
Scene. You're going to have maybe one of the best
Mama of
homicide
9.5.
divisions
It's nice
and
to
crime
see
scene
you over
processing,
there.
In the world on that scene,
Thank
processing
you.
it. When there is a stabbing, you hope that there was a struggle and that there's transferred DNA. What do I mean? The suspect's
we didn't go back
hair,
far enough.
the suspect's skin, have maybe one of the best homicide.
Yeah, let's go back.
And that the scene becomes now the main point of evidence. This is a highly forensic scene. You're going to have maybe one of the best homicide divisions and crime scene processing in the world on that scene, processing it.
So, I feel like, is he saying that because it's LAPD that's doing it, or is he saying they're bringing in the best because of this guy? I guess, we probably shouldn't make the stretch, but, it's hard not to make the stretch. I really loathe that people of certain net worths get better investigators and better, world-renowned this and world-renowned that. It really hurts my heart when I hear stuff like that, because, like, well, who the hell would I get, right? If I was in that county and the same thing happened to me, maybe over closer to Skid Row, would I have the best, the world best investigators? Would I? I don't know. I don't know. I don't like how it was said. Just me
When there
personally.
is a stabbing, you hope that there was a struggle and that there's transferred DNA. What do I mean? The suspect's hair, the suspect's skin. You look under the victim's fingernails and you hope that there's DNA evidence there.
Well, here's what I know about stabbings. Okay, typically, let me just use this. This will be a perfect example. Typically, you have let's say the pin is a knife, right? Most people, when they're fighting with somebody, hold it like this. There's not really any other way in active combat for you to hold it any other way, either over or under, right? Over for me is what works the best for me. So now if I have it, would I be trying to stab you like this, or would I be trying to, whatever. But as you're in that action of fighting with somebody, and now you've grabbed a knife, and now you're battling, right? The problem is that tendency of when blood gets on that knife, it's like motor oil. I don't know if you guys know what motor oil feels like on think about oil. Many of you are women. You guys cook, right? You guys put accidentally when you're frying food, or I got to make some brownies. I got some brownies in there I'm going to be making later today, right? Some brownies. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, Betty. Told you I'm having a sugar addiction. I'm going to have some brownies with some eggnog. I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm probably not. I'm probably going to have some brownies with Hey, Magic Star, it's nice to see you. Whispering Winds, Judy, it's nice to see you. So, thank you. I appreciate that, Waddle Wolf. I appreciate that. It's like, if you guys remember, it's very slippery and slimy. So the one good thing about stabbing, and especially something where we got two deceased individuals, you're talking about a violent scene, okay? I almost guarantee, even if he had gloves on, that there's going to be some type of blood from the assailant on scene. The one good thing in many of these stabbing cases, unless it's a K-bar knife, if you guys know, a K-bar knife kind of has a little thing to keep your hand from slipping down the blade of the knife, right? So unless it was a K-bar knife, which has like a little thing to keep your hands above it. What did you think, Jacqueline, about fell out? I was in Michigan. I don't know what you mean, Jekyll and Hyde. Sorry, I've been watching a video I sent you. Oh, okay. I haven't watched it yet. A fillet knife. What it was. Okay, well, if it's a fillet knife, I can... If we have knives, just regular household knives, the chances of that... Oh, Alcoholic, it's nice to see you. The chances of the assailant's blood being at the scene are probably great. And it's because of those things. I mean, you're talking about a lot of blood. If he killed two people, you're talking about a massive amount of blood. My next question would be, was it one knife or two knives? Because typically when you're in I know this sounds a little crazy, and it's sad that we've got to talk about it. But in many situations, kitchen knives have no, stop from your hand going down the blade. But also they have a tendency, especially when you're in a heated fight, they have a tendency of breaking the blades because you don't realize how much you're forced when you're fighting for your life, or you're fighting like we've seen people break into somebody's house and the homeowner, fights them, and it's like super, because there's still adrenaline rushing, whether you're the assailant or not. And that's the kind of situation. Hello, Angela. It's nice to see you. The reason Goldie and Kurt has lasted so many years, hold on, let's read this. So many years is that they never got married. Oh, I thought they were married. They never got married. Huh. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I always thought they were married. I know that they were the favorite, Hollywood's favorite actor and actresses. But I don't understand, because they've been together since I was a kid. Like, ever since I was a kid, they've been together. I'm 46 years old. I'm no longer a kid, and they're still together. So, hello. Good morning, Melanie. 4 months ago, Nikki said a dude served her boyfriend a bad drink, had fent in it. Yeah, but it sounds like, I don't know if that's really related to this or not, but it sounds like whoever went into their house was very angry. It was very personal, so it could be, I could see where a child being cut off of funds that's jonesing and coming down off of, significant substances would be willing to do just about anything to fuel that need, and including, this is why I say, whenever you hear of people, there's three main ingredients, and it's in a family dynamic, and it's usually drugs, alcohol, or family violence. Now, we don't know what made this child turn to substances. I find out people that turn to substances have a lot of childhood trauma. It's just my personal understanding of my experience. And so I realize, my common sense tells me that can't be the dynamic for everybody, but I know it's a pretty big dynamic amongst people that have substance abuse problems, whether it's alcohol or other substances. It's a lot to do with childhood trauma. So knowing that, I have to look at what childhood trauma if it was their kid that did this, that drove him to the substances. Was it the lack of parents in the home? Was it, there's childhood trauma, even for the rich, there's childhood trauma. And a lot of the childhood trauma, in my opinion, in Hollywood, is just lack of being loved by your family, being basically abandoned. Most of those children are not raised with their moms and dads. They're raised by whoever their moms and dads have hired to raise their children. Okay, they're home with a bunch of people like nannies and butlers, but not mommies and daddies. Okay, that is childhood trauma. Okay, that is making your child feel like they're not loved by the parent. They just exist. They have a lavish lifestyle, but they need to fill a hole that their parents' love should be filling. And I think that has a lot to do with it. But there's also a lot of SA and other types of things out there in Hollywood that have happened to these Hollywood kids, and the Hollywood elite don't care. It's just part of life for them. It's how you make money, right? S&F, right? That's their motto. And their children. Look at Will Smith's son out in Paris with red paint, having his looking like he's having calling for men callers with his pants hanging down past his ass and showing his underwear. That's basically saying you're available, okay? Available for men, okay? And this is, to me, his child abuse. I think Will's children should have been taken from him and Jada a long time ago. What they have done to those kids is disgusting. What Robert De Niro has done to his children are disgusting. What Rosie O'Donnell has done to her children are disgusting. These people are disgusting. The only person that I remotely have respect for is Celine Dion. When she had her children, she removed them from Hollywood. She went to become a showgirl. It's millions of dollars. Freaking Celine Dion's voice is amazing. And she went to Las Vegas so she could raise her children in the most normal environment possible, because she didn't want them to be abused like all of these Hollywood children. She knew something. She knew better. She knew better. But most of these people, their children are just another meal ticket. It's disgusting. Okay? It's disgusting. I no longer support Hollywood. I think they are a cancer. And they think that we actually are listening. And I just want to make sure that I will not buy a ticket at a movie theater. I will not do anything. Okay? I am over Hollywood. I really am. Every single one of them need a comeuppance. Every single one of them need to get right with the Lord. And I'm sick and tired of thinking that we have to support this immorality. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. What they're doing to their children is wrong. And you guys, I hope everybody is seeing it. I hope everybody's seeing it. So we don't know what happened inside this home. So I want to make sure we're very clear on that. Okay? But I know in my experience, people that are heavily on drugs and substances, it's from childhood trauma. And we don't know what happened inside this home. And this is a producer. This is a Hollywood elite. I'm not going to, say that they were Menendez type of situation or anything like that. I don't know if that's true. I don't think that's true. I think that this is more of a lack of love type of situation where maybe other people were raising them. I could be wrong on that. We haven't dove in, far enough into this. Me and you, Faye, Unicorn Indy, and I hope you're doing well. If you guys don't know, Unicorn had a major fall and a major surgery. Needs our prayers as well as she's healing. So it was nasty. She sent me some photos. It was bad. It was really, really bad. So
why did the LAPD need a search warrant? Because when I was in law school, the one thing I remember is if there's an active crime scene and you can see that there was a stabbing in plain sight, you don't need a search warrant. Why here? You don't need a search warrant immediately.
Yeah, you don't. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Well, I'll let him explain it. But you don't need a search warrant immediately. You can go in there, but you want to get the search warrant so there's no misunderstandings in court. So typically you go and clear the house, make sure there's nobody there, and then you get everybody out and you secure the crime scene. And so from that point, officers can go in, but you're talking about removing evidence, doing forensics. Yeah, you're going to need a warrant for all of that.
Immediately to see if there's a suspect still in the place. But once you know that the scene is safe, there's no suspects in there, you have evidence of a crime, that the crime happened there into that residence, you don't know what you're going to find there. Maybe something that'll get somebody else in trouble. So that search, why not obtain the search warrant and move forward as best you can? This is a murder investigation. You can't afford to make any mistakes. The detectives will work with the prosecutors to make sure no mistakes are made there. There's going to be video. This is a person of means that is going to have a security system on a street that is going to have security systems.
I mean, like I said, the first thing that started coming out is the son. Okay, I don't know how many kids this guy has. People in the chat have been filling us in on what anyone see that Nikki Poppy case of Warren Me. Whoa, no, I have not seen that. But I can tell you that many people in the back chats have been saying the son. And again, I don't know which son. Somebody in the chat here is saying Nick. Their son Nick is on substances, but I know for a fact that I heard the son. We heard that they may have two sons. I don't know which son. Somebody in the chat said Nick. Nick is the one with the substance abuse. But again, this FBI guy, investigator or prior FBI, I don't know if he's active or was working for the FBI. Either way, it doesn't matter. He's basically saying that this area, these are people that are well-to-do, that have means, that most likely have, video evidence around neighbors that would have a lot of video evidence. So to me, for the first thing I hear, it being the son, and it being stabbing, and we know stabbings are ultra personal. Okay. This is not an area where I think some random guy would go in and rob it, even though we had just had a murder last year where it was just that, some random guy going in and offing the people. I don't understand how in today's society people of that kind of wealth do not have security systems or footage, but this particular house didn't have either. It was shocking. It was shocking. So now we're here. So I guess there is a possibility, but I can't remember how they died, whether it was stabbing or if it was gunshot. So it seems to me that gunshot would be, less personal. Stabbing, you've got to be eyeball to eyeball. You have to be eyeball to eyeball. It's like strangulation. It's so, so, so personal.
With people with means. So I like the solvability factors that are coming into this, that are going to come into this case, but I don't expect the detectives to be putting that information out there unless they want us, the public, to know it.
I'm glad you mentioned video, because let's go to Brown. The shooting there at Brown University, the person of interest that they had, that they didn't necessarily broadcast to the world, but people found out who this individual was. That guy was released. It seems like this is the only camera video footage.
Oh, we're getting into that. I don't want to get into that just yet because I've got this one pulled up right here. So this is going to be that section of the Brown University. So I'm not really quite ready to get into the Brown University stuff just yet, just to wrap up this story. So what do we have related to Rob? We have the fact that him and his wife were both found deceased inside, from my understanding, a well-secured home. This is the first. Hey, honey dip, it's nice to see you. Susan, it's nice to see you. They were elderly. And I get that. But there's only so many people that it could possibly be. From everything that I understand about the property, it is a secured property and does have cameras. Okay. Which is a positive thing. So that tells me that limits in my mind. Now, it doesn't mean that this is concrete. This is just an opinion. But in my opinion, it eliminates third parties, unknown third parties. Okay. I think in the dynamic we're looking at, it can only be somebody that truly knew these people. Now, again, we're hearing it's the son. But maybe people are just wildly assuming it's the son because of his past history of substance abuse, right? Now, I'm saying that loosely. I'm saying that very loosely, so don't jump on me. I'm just throwing some hypotheticals out there. But what if, because everybody knew him being a drug addict, just assumed that he had to have been the one that did this? And maybe it had nothing to do with it. Maybe it was their accountant. Betty, accountant doing something like this? We don't know. Would it be the first time that I heard an accountant doing this? No, because what if they're swindling money and it was just known that they were swindling money and they were supposed to have a meeting that night to talk about this money that appears to be missing from some bank accounts, and they need to get to the bottom of it. And when the person was there, they accused them of stealing their wealth. Is that a possibility? I think so. I really do. I think that it's a great possibility that could be what happened. We have so many possibilities here. Emailed it to her straight from Nikki's page. Hold on, let me see what I got in the emails real quick. Let's see if we can read some stuff here. Okay, here we go. We got some stuff here. Let's see what we got here. And singer were married. Killed. So people is saying killed by their son. Exclusive sources. So they are identifying. Thank you. Let me go ahead and pull this up. I didn't want to pull people up, but they're calling it. They are definitely calling it. They're saying it's his son. 9 minutes ago. 9 minutes ago. They're officially... Let's pull it up, guys. Give me just a second. Let me find my... For those that are on the... For those that are on the horizontal stream, please bear with me. It's going to take me just a little bit to get down to you while I get all these things repositioned so we can read this. Please understand, and there it goes. I knew it was going to start lagging. I just got hit that it's lagging, and I know why. It's because of all the advertisements on people's channels. So we'll try to get through it. Send notifications. Let's block those notifications for right now. Okay, so here's what we're learning. Let me go back here. It looks like there's the son right there. That's the one that is being accused of committing homicide of his parents. This is so sad. This is so sad. I just wish parents would quit hurting their children and children would quit hurting their parents. This is so sad. I mean, all of our families have problems in it, okay? I come from a family of problems, okay? I never once ever thought in a million years to hurt either one of my parents. I love my parents, okay? I love my parents. I think my parents did better than their parents did for them. You know? I'm very thankful. Case about Paul Hick. That's also on Court TV. That happened about 20 minutes from me. The whole thing has been nuts. Oh my gosh. All right. So it appears the son is now being formally accused. According to People, they say right here, Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were killed by their son. Exclusive sources. They say sources, multiple, which is what I like to hear. I will tell you guys, let me just educate you guys just a little bit. And I'm really, really sorry that this is kind of being shaky. There's nothing I can do about it. It is People magazine. But either way, this is... This is what I'll educate you guys on. Whenever you hear people, mainstream media or people like me that come to you, the reason why we say this is our opinion is because we don't have anybody that can support our opinion with factual information right now, right? So, for example, we're getting the information through other ways. And typically before you should really run a story, and especially if you're going to say, like, for example, the son did it, right? You're going to want multiple people close to the case to tell you that. You just don't want it to come from one person. You need multiple sources for it to, for typically you to run a story about it. Now, mainstream media is a little more loose with those requirements. Even this channel is a little loose with some of those requirements, but we let you know how many sources we have that have validated it, at least on this channel. I can't say that for every channel that is on here or even part of the true crime community. I can only tell you what we do here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Oh, thank you, Outer Banks. Outer Banks just gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell Outer Banks. Thank you. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket in your padded room and Honey Dip, Jekyll and Hyde, Tara, Denise, and Alicia Hot Wheels. Welcome to this crazy family. Most of you guys have been with me for a really, really, really long time. So you guys are already part of the family. So now it's official. So I'm glad to see multiple sources. That gives me a little, I'm a little happier hearing that it's multiple sources. So let's go ahead and read this. It says, what need to know. Robert Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were found dead in their Los Angeles home Sunday, December 14th, or authorities responding to a medical aid call around 3:30 p.m. and discovered their bodies. Multiple sources tell People that the killer was the couple's son, Nick Rainer. Nick Rainer previously spoke publicly about his long battle with drug addiction and periods of homelessness. Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were killed by their son, Nick, according to multiple sources who have spoken with family members. Police have not yet confirmed the account. On Sunday, December 14th, At about 3:30 p.m., the Los Angeles Fire Department was called to a home to provide medical aid. The Los Angeles Fire Department told people upon arrival they found a 78-year-old man and they were young, 68-year-old woman dead. Sources confirmed the victims were Rob and Michelle. Police say 32-year-old Nick is alive and being questioned. No arrests have been made yet. So it sounds like the son is currently in custody. What a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Hey, Hobo's mom. Thank you, BHB, for all you do for the missing. Aw, thank you. I love this crazy family. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are all sweet. You guys keep me showing up, right? You guys keep me showing up, so. Aw, thank you. Outer Banks, I have to get to you. Give me just a little bit and we'll pull 5 cards for you and see how badass you are, lady. See how badass you are. I'll give you 6 cards. I'll throw an extra one on me. Rob is a director, producer, and actor whose career includes some of Hollywood's most beloved films. His 1984 directorial debut is The Spinal Tap, To Stand By Me in 1986, The Princess Bride in 1987, When Harry Met Sally in 1989, Misery in 1990, and A Few Good Men in 1992. He first became famous for his role as Mike on Lamar Lear TV in All in the Family sitcom, which is what I knew of him. It's really is when I kind of knew who he was, again, at my grandfather's house, watching this stuff on cable TV. Antenna TV. Rob was born in Bronx, New York in 1947. His father was legendary comedian Carl Reiner and his mother an actress and singer Estelle LaBoste. So his whole family was already in the entertainment business when he was born into the family. So he was just, sounds like, staying in the family business. Rob and Michelle met when Harry Met Sally, and the couple married in 1989 before having 3 children. Previously, Rob was married to the late Penny Marshall, who died in 2018 at the age of 75 from complications of diabetes. In a 2016 interview, Nick spoke about his years-long struggle with drug addiction, which began in his early teens and eventually left him living on the streets. He said he cycled in and out of rehab beginning at the age of 15, but his addiction escalated. He drifted further from home and spent significant stretches of homelessness in multiple states. See, this is telling me something. The age of 15. Okay, this is when you're adolescents. This is when things start happening. This is when because this is when my problems started, and this was from a dysfunctional family dynamic in my own home, It was a family dynamic issue in my own home. And it came with trying to drown out a lot of the stuff that I was witnessing in the home, And mine may have been different than his because his parents were well-to-do. It may have just been the fact that that they were always working and not home and not being mommies and daddies to these children. That could have been all it needed to move, Nick from a good home where the substance abuse, people experiment anyway. So I don't think that anybody wouldn't experiment with something through their upbringing and their lifestyle. But usually when you come from good homes, you can try it and walk away. It's not something that's filling a void. So it's one of those things where I don't really want to be this person, and usually people from good homes can do that. But typically some don't. And again, what changes in this? Now, we do know that alcoholism and stuff like that, they don't care where you come from, your net worth, your religion, your color, or anything like that. But it's what brings a person to try it for the first time to begin with. And usually it has a lot to do, again, in my experience, with childhood trauma. Childhood trauma. And so I've got a question. Unfortunately, what was his trigger? What caused him to go down this dark path of substance abuse that led him to homelessness? Being part of one of, a very wealthy family, and he would choose to live on the streets. there's just something to be said about that, unfortunately. And then to find out that this all began at the age of 15, which is really supporting something to me happened to him. Maybe he was essayed by somebody and his parents didn't believe him, or, whatever the case may be. We don't know. But something happened. Something happened to this kid. I'm sorry. I truly believe that in my heart. Well, I don't know what it was, but something to me happened to him for him to go so far this way. And it may not even have been his parents' fault, It might have been him being around people and, the parents thinking it was okay, and him keeping a very dirty secret that he should have probably told his parents about a long time ago. Who knows? But he drifted further away from home, and he ended up being homeless in multiple states. So there he is. There he is. Unfortunate. Nick told people that the chaotic periods of addiction included nights and sometimes weeks sleeping outside. Later became the basis for the semi-autobiography film Being Charlie, which he co-wrote. So he's part of the biz too. What a shame. Now, I've been home for a really long time, and I've sort of gotten acclimated to be back in LA and being around my family. And now he's taken them out. So sad. So sad. So it sounds official. It sounds like their son is in custody and being questioned by law enforcement. Hopefully we get some information. Hold on here. We're going to see how badass Outer Banks is. Outer Banks. Susan, it's nice to see you. It's so hard to decide when to help. I know. My parents didn't know what to do either. You just kind of go wild, and people just don't know how to handle it. You are a blessed masterpiece, Outer Banks. Focus on the positive. You silly bitch. Always on the positive. Even though you're anxious and afraid, you will be blessed brave anyways. Don't half-ass anything. If you are going to mess it up all the way. That's our Outer Banks. That's our Outer Banks. If you're going to mess it up all the way. Mess it up all the way, right? Scream, yell, freak the blessed out, and then go do something that matters. So scream it out, and then pick yourself up, fix your crown, and go out there and be a queen. There you go. Woohoo! All right, so the other case that rocked our news was the Brown University mass casualty event. Now, I got to be honest with you. I was ultra shocked. And many people call me Islamophobic or whatever you guys want to call me. I don't really care. You can call me all the names you want. It's not going to change the facts. Okay. The facts is that there is an Eastern culture, a Middle Eastern culture that wants to see people like you and me gone. I don't really care about your bleeding heart. Okay. I could care less. Okay, I like to live, and I like to see my American people live. Okay, so I really don't care what label you have with me. I've studied this, I've looked into this, and at the end of the day, even good Muslims can't speak out. Okay, you guys hear me? According to their law, according to the Quran, okay, which is what which is a militant by the way, a militant. I don't consider Islam religious. Okay, I just don't. I'm sorry, I don't at all. And that's my opinion. I'm going to stick by it. I'm going to stick by it until we get what we need to get done in this country done. But at the end of the day, they want to see American people and our way of life gone. I have no tolerance for that at all. If they wanted to be good people and come in this country, that's fine. Even the good Muslims, they say don't paint with a broad brush. Well, here's the reason why I do. Because I found out in the Muslim culture, and according to their rules and laws, that means their religion, Even if somebody wanted to, say, blow up the White House, okay, or another person, or whatever the case may be, those good Muslims that aren't radicalized, their religion prevents them from telling on the ones that are radicalized, okay? That is the reason why I paint with a broad brush, because even the good Muslims won't help. It's against their religion. Okay, well then if it's against your religion and you're just sitting by waiting for the kaboom to happen, you got to go too, okay? You've got to go too. I'm sorry, not sorry. You want to change that? Then start opening your mouth, right? You know when something's going to happen in America or across this country, you open your mouth, you tattletale. If you can't do that or your religion prevents you from doing that, then you've got to go too. I've got no time for you. If it hurts somebody's feelings, oh well, not my problem, okay? You know what is my problem? American citizens. They're my problem, okay? They're the ones that I care about. I don't care about anybody coming from any other country, okay? Let me just be very clear on that. I don't care. If you come here, you assimilate, perfect. Great. We're very welcoming and we're happy to have you. But you come over here and don't want to assimilate and you want to change it to your shithole, you've got the wrong country. Let me tell you very clearly and very quickly, you have the wrong country. Time to pack up your shit and go back to where you came from. And if that's offensive to you, it is not my problem. You know why? Because that's the reality. That's the reality. I don't care what anybody calls me, okay? I care about the health and well-being of my country over and above anybody's feelings, okay? So let's be clear. Now, with that being said, I find it awfully ironic that this person went after Judaic professors. And then we had also that seemed really coordinated with this attack in Australia. And then I found out that there was another such attack in another country as well, and I can't remember the country name. So we had 3 attacks on 3 different countries at the same time toward the same type of people. In Australia, it was a Hanukkah celebration. In the United States, it was a student body that was with a professor that went to Israel and was speaking on Judaic education and other things. And then you had the one, I can't remember what country it was, and it was also a Jewish type of holiday celebration that ended up being a terrorist attack on them as well. Now, when they said this guy here was a white guy named Nicholas something, I believe is the name, I was like, okay, well, that's weird. And then, of course, naturally, I thought of, a transgender or a radical left person, right? Because who else does this? Republicans and people like us are not violent like this. Are there some? Yes. I can't dismiss the fact that we have some nuts in our party too. But not to the level that does this shit right here, okay? And so when I heard about this white guy, I'm thinking, this doesn't bode with what we're seeing here. And so I was just, watching it because something wasn't right with me. And I was waiting for some information and I was getting ready to run the story on the white guy, right? And then all of a sudden I started seeing everybody, getting pummeled on social media saying that they're throwing a picture of a man that isn't the man. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a problem. That's a major problem for me. We've got a photo of a guy circulating, a white guy that looked like he came from a different university, smart guy. And we know that this is the guy that's in custody. And then they're saying that this guy is not the same guy. And I looked at the pictures of the original photo and then the one with the graduating thing, and they did look a lot different. But I think I did find the guy, and when he had a beard, and it looks like he has 2 children, this guy that they were talking about that originally did this. Well, as I was setting this live up this morning, we found out this guy, the white guy, was let go. He wasn't the guy. The white guy wasn't the guy. Okay? So I'm starting to believe that this guy here might be Muslim. Okay, I can't be 100% sure because when he tips his neck forward, which you're going to see him go around this corner, you see the skin and it looks white. So I'm not completely 100% believing that this could be 100% Muslim. I do believe there is a possibility of this being a heavier set white guy, okay? Maybe a piece of shit liberal. I don't know. And if that offends you, I'm sorry. You know, I wish I could change your way of thinking, but in my experience, people that are liberal are miserable people, and they want everybody miserable around them. So I think they're a cancer. If that's not how you feel, then this probably isn't your show, because I say a lot of nasty things about liberal people on this channel. So if you're one of those liberal people or progressive, this probably isn't the station for you for your true crime. And I'm perfectly fine with you leaving. I don't want to be disrespectful, but this is my show, and me holding my tongue to me is disrespectful to me. So I don't want to do it. But again, I want to let people know who I am. So if they feel that that's disrespectful, they can move on and find their information on another channel, you know? I'm perfectly transparent here. I want people to know where I stand, who I am. I'm Bullhorn Betty, and I'm a conservative, okay? I don't believe in going out and hurting people, okay? I don't believe in going out and hurting people for political reasons. I don't believe in that stuff, okay? I want life, liberty, and happiness in this country. I want people to be able to live freely in this country. That's what I want for all Americans, not just myself, not just people that look like me. Everybody that lives here, I want them to feel proud, and I want them to live free. But all too often, our government and these people with bleeding hearts make terrible decisions that put people's lives in danger. And what they are doing on these campuses are doing just that. These safe zones are a bunch of sitting ducks, okay? And we have a President Biden, that kept our borders open and brought in people from the Middle East. People that don't want us living or breathing, okay? And they did this purposefully. And I think they did this purposefully for when we took back control of this country, they could do this right here. They knew what they were doing, and trust me, I do believe they knew exactly what they were doing when they let all these people from the Middle East flood our United States. They knew that several of them would do this. They knew that they were capable of this, and the ones that weren't would stay silent, because that's the way their religion prescribes for them. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. And now here we go again. I am getting sick and tired of this. I want everybody that doesn't belong in this country, that's on an H-1B visa or whatever the hell you guys have out there, I want everybody to leave, okay? You want to know where Betty stands on this conversation? I want everybody that does not belong here and is not a legal citizen of this country to leave. I want them gone. Why? Because there's too much of this going on. That's why. And more times than not, even New York, when they were walking in, most of these people for these mass casualty events, they used to be the transgender. Well, now the transgender have been identified. So now it's bring in the Muslims. I don't know what's going on in this country. I just know the people that should not be here need to leave. And it's time for us to get America back on track and then bring these people back properly. You know, I'm not saying it's a forever thing. I love people. I love everybody. Okay? Truly, I do love human beings. I love great human beings. I don't like shitty human beings. I love great human beings. Great human beings. But all too often we find out we don't have great human beings. We got pieces of garbage living in our country under this guise that they are great human beings. Let's just get going. So here's the guy. You're going to see his belly. I don't know. You know, he seems very, this is why I think this is a Muslim. Very militant, even in his walk. Very, very, very militant. It seemed like he knew exactly where he was going and what he was doing, and he wasn't going to waste any time. He was focused and he was driven. Watch how he walks. Focused and driven.
Shooting suspect after a person of...
See, I can't tell if that was a collar. It looks like he's wearing a polo shirt of something. It's either he's white or he's wearing a polo shirt. Ready? Watch this.
A manhunt is underway in Rhode Island.
Let me see if I can try to stop it.
Shooting suspect.
Right there. You can see it kind of peeking out right here. It almost looks like a collar from this angle. This is where I was saying that it could be a white person, but I don't know. I'm starting to believe that this is a Muslim. And it's because of the direct coordination with the Australia and the fact that the teacher, one of the professors, was in Israel. Now, it might be a leap jump. I'm curious to find out who ultimately is responsible for this, but it's just too. It feels like it's the wrong timing for it to be a radical left or transgender person. You know, it's a Jewish holiday. Could somebody have been warped of mind from our country? This day and age, yeah, there could be something. I truly do believe that there's an MK Ultra psych op going on through the internet right now and has been going on for several years, without a doubt. You know, I truly do believe that.
After a person of interest was released. This
but
as
look how they're
horrifying
walking.
Accounts of the shooting come to light, including this.
Sorry, the way that they're coming, the way that they are, that walk was a determined walk. If you guys are here, raise your hand if you believe that was a determined walk. Did you guys see how he was walking? He seemed like this was. It's hard for me to believe. Like, look how he's walking. He's determined.
Shooting suspect after a person
look at
of
that.
interest was released.
He knows where he's going. He's not timid. He's not, you know, he knew what he was doing. Very, very direct. He had you could see he was holding something. He was totally in black. He's walking normally. He's not like, he doesn't look anxious. He doesn't look nervous. None of those things. Very focused, very focused. That's where I'm going with this. Yes, it appears to me that he is a very focused individual. So we don't know. So this is the reason why I was so shocked when they arrested a white guy. Okay. Not that it's not, or it couldn't be. Oh, guys, Nick is just... Breaking news. Nick was just arrested. Let's see if we can get that. Nick Reiner arrested. Oh, yep. He's arrested, guys. He has been arrested. It's coming out 11 minutes ago. Son, Nick, arrested just hours after his parents were found dead. He did it. He most likely did it. Now, granted, this is, you know, he's been accused. He has not been found guilty in a court of law. So once they make the arrest, guys, you know, he's innocent until being proven guilty in a court of law. We here in the court of public opinion, he's pretty much convicted in the court of public opinion. Now the question is the why. Why did this happen? Was it, and guys, I want you to be prepared because, again, this is a Hollywood family. Okay, you know how I feel about Hollywood. I think Hollywood is a disgusting place to be. Okay, I think a child of a Hollywood musician, actor, or producer is a horrible life to live. Okay, we all, and this is what's so sad, is we all sit there and idolize that lifestyle. And it's sick because, you know, I used to be one of those people that idolized that lifestyle too until I realized how incredibly hurtful and harmful it is to children. These parents that are millionaires, you think Beyonce and Jay-Z give a shit about their kids? They're puppets, okay? These people don't think normally. They're narcissistic as hell. Everything that you think is wrong with some of the people we cover on our cases, these people do daily. Okay, the sex, drugs, and rock and roll is real in Hollywood. Okay, it is real, and what these children are subjected to in Hollywood is abuse. Yet this is another prime example where money allows the abuse to continue, and nobody, the Department of Children and Family Services, the state, they don't ever go in there and try to take those kids. Why? Because the parents have money. Not that the abuse isn't happening, because the parents have money. So whenever you have money, your children can be SA'd, HT'd, whatever needs to happen in Hollywood. Right? It's gross. It's gross. I do not idolize the people in Hollywood. You want to know why all the children are so fucked up when they come out of Hollywood? It's because of what goes on in Hollywood. Okay? Nowhere in America are children, one right after another, going down the shitter like Hollywood children are. Nowhere in this country. At the level of these Hollywood children, none of them. None of them. And this idea that these people aren't abusing these children, I think between Corey Feldman, the other Corey, the one that lost his life, all these children that are ruined. What's that one Burns girl, or whatever her name is? Look at her. Tattooed her face all up because she was art in Hollywood. They abused that girl. Look at her now. What do you think they're doing to the children of these? Do you think that if the producers, which are raising their own children, are doing this to other people's children, what do you think's okay for their own children? It's a disgusting world. It's a disgusting world there. So I'm interested in the why factor. Why did Rob do this? Because I'm curious as why he had the addiction. Because this may really, Amanda, thank you. That's her. Because this may be the reason, and it may come back to something close to the Menendez brothers. Guys, we can't, thank you, yep, that's it. We can't put this past it, even though that this guy, Rob Reiner, he might be a great person. I don't want to, sully his name whatsoever. I'm just saying, guys, expect the unexpected in this case. This is a Hollywood case. Hollywood is immoral. We have a child that started drugs at 15. That tells me something happened to him in his teenage years that put him on this path that spiraled his life out of control. What was it? Was it because of his mom or his dad? Or was it because of a secret that his mom and dad didn't know about or should have known about it, but turned a blind eye? To me, there has to be something here that explains all of this. And I truly believe there are things that will explain all of this. It's not going to be pretty to hear. And, a lot of people that loved Rob may be very shocked, but I'm sorry. I know that there's got to be something more here. There's got to be something more here. So, what a shame. All right, let's get back to the Brown University. This is where the kids, I kind of like how law enforcement handled this aspect of the kids. This is going to be, we don't know what happens, but you see the kids. Ready?
Come to light, including this teaching assistant who locked eyes with the shooter.
Heard commotion outside the door of what sounded like students screaming and like the sound of gunshots around 5.
Let me see if we can just get this. I know it's got to be pretty small for you. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can just clean this up just a little bit better for you guys. Same with vertical.
Seconds or so later, we see a gunman walk in. When I saw him, I saw a gun. The gun was so big and long that I genuinely thought, like, okay, this is the end of the road for me.
That's another thing. That's right. I forgot. I did hear that the gun used in this assault, this mass casualty event in Rhode Island, I believe this is where this is, in Rhode Island. I did hear that this was a unique gun. I'm almost positive I heard that, and I thought I was mistaking that with the Australia, because Australia has some of the most strongest gun laws in the world. And, so to think that people were getting shot up in Sydney, that just shows you all they're doing is making their citizens sitting ducks. Right? Because people that want to bring guns in will bring guns in. That's been my point this whole time. The definition of a criminal is one that does not follow our laws. Law-abiding citizens follow our laws. Therefore, if we have a gun in our possession, we're not going to randomly shoot somebody or hurt somebody just to hurt them. We're law-abiding citizens. That means we don't try to commit crimes. We don't commit crimes. We leave that for the criminals. And these people are sitting ducks in a country that has no guns, stripped all of their citizens their right to defend themselves, and then leaves them sitting ducks. And where was law enforcement? Huh? Where was law enforcement in Sydney? Huh? Oh, that's right. It took them so long to act, right? We even have 2 females that froze. You guys want to know why there's a lot of jobs that I think women, I know you guys call me sexist too, and I'm okay being called names. I'm still going to speak reality. I'm still going to speak truth, no matter how much it hurts somebody's feelings. But there are just some jobs that women should not be in. Okay? You need alpha females. When you have DEI policies and you put a bunch of women because you think they're men, when they start having bullets flying next to them, guess what they do? They freeze. Why? Because they're not alpha females. They're DEI hires. Just saying.
Imagine that. Here to break down the investigation is former FBI Special Agent Nicole Parker. Nicole, thank you so much for joining us
that one
this
right
morning.
there.
Obviously, the release of this person of interest.
She looks like she's a pit bull. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing her with a gun. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm pretty sure if she was on scene, she wouldn't have froze. I'm just saying. She doesn't look like a DEI hire to me. She looks like G.I. Jane, okay? She look at her. Don't be messing with this woman. You want to talk about from the Slap-a-Ho tribe. It looks like this lady would slap a ho, 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 ho. Just saying. Let's listen.
Interest is major news right now. How often does something like this happen where there is an apprehension and then subsequent release? And how detrimental is this to the overall investigation when time has got to be of the essence here?
Right. This is obviously not good for this investigation, and this is very chilling for the residents of the area and for the students on the campus. You know, I know that the shelter in place was not lifted for several hours, and you always breathe a sigh of relief when someone is in custody. But this person was released. It does happen, Carly, and this is how investigations in the real world work. We're used to watching television shows, movies, where it's solved within 60 minutes, and that's not always the case. But I think right now it's very important to look at myself as an investigator. I'm looking very closely. Was this person just indiscriminately shooting into that classroom, or was this a targeted attack? Looking at the victims, the victim selection. Now they've identified one of the victims as Ella Cook, and she was from, I believe, Alabama, and a very faithful woman, a woman of light, a woman of peace is what they said about her. But she was also the vice president of the Republicans Club at the university at Brown. Also, looking at who the professor was, and was that classroom targeted because of who she was? And so I think that's very important to look at. But what the FBI has done is that they provided resources, and they basically took a lead from the local police department, ran it down, and that's how they came up with this person of interest. They utilized the CAST system, the Cellular Analysis Survey team, and look, it came up and this is not the right person. So they've got to go back to the drawing board. I know that they have reconstructed the crime scene. The evidence response team has been there on site.
All right, let's go over this before we hear any more from G.I. Jane. So let me just make this just a tad bit smaller for my folks on the vertical view so you can get all of it, see all of it. Okay, so the timeline of Brown University shooting. So it sounds like 4:05, the call to 911 alert. Let me take my face off here. Give me just a second. Let me take my green screen off. You guys on vertical can see it, but I couldn't see it. A call to 911 alerts authorities of the shooting. So now we're going to then we've got to fast forward about, looks like 17 minutes. Is that right? No. What would that be? Yeah, 17 minutes, right? Yeah, 17 minutes later, the first Brown alert. So that's still long. From the time the reported shooting, it took 17 minutes for them to send out the first Brown alert. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's too damn long. But I don't really care for the president at Brown University. You're sending your kids, let me just say this before I finish this timeline. You're sending your kids to Brown University. I heard the basic, tuition there is about $71,000 a year. That is ridiculously high. Ridiculously high. Almost $100,000 a year. Ridiculously high. And you're telling me that president that is being paid that lofty salary 6 hours later couldn't tell you what class it was or what they were even doing in the class. That president should be fired. And for all you dumbass parents that send your kids to higher education and accept that without bitching about it, shame on all of you. Shame on all of you. That was sick. That was just sick. I'm so ashamed of that president of that school. Parents deserved better. Parents deserve better when it's their children. They deserve a president that knows what the hell is going on their campus. Damn it. Hey, Army vets, nice to see you. So 17 minutes later, they dropped the ball again. $71,000 a year university takes 17 minutes to send out the first alert during an active shooting. And if you know, if the call came in at 4:05, the shooting began well before 4:05, right? So now you're taking over 22 minutes. You want to know why there was a lot more fatalities than there should have been? Maybe it had something to do with the lackadaisy system that the $71,000 a year Ivy League university has. What a shame. What a shame. So then we go almost a half an hour later. The second alert goes out to continue to shelter in place a half an hour later. The third one goes out another half an hour later. Providence PD, multiple shots in the area, Brown University. This is an active investigation. So from 4:05 to 5:33, almost an hour and a half later, Providence PD, multiple shots in the area. Then we go to another 30 minutes later. There's a fourth Brown University saying the situation is ongoing. And then a fifth Brown alert at 6:10. The early reports of the secondary shooting incident near the Governor's Street is unfounded. So I don't know when it was actually lifted based on this, but let's keep going.
But this isn't all hands on deck. Any leads need to be reported to law enforcement immediately.
FBI
the cameras.
Continue your thought, Nicole.
I'm sorry, the camera system in that classroom was not good. And when you don't have up-to-date high technology cameras that can capture things, it makes it extremely difficult for law.
Oh, so you're telling me that this Ivy League school had shitty cameras to boot? Where the flip is their money going? It certainly isn't safety for their students. It certainly isn't safety for their students. Hey, Brown University, where's the top-notch security? Don't you have any pride in your university? $71,000 a year or semester? Might be a semester. It might be almost a $200,000 a year program. I don't know. I don't care. I can tell you it's too rich for my blood. I would never go to Brown University. Why? I can't afford to go to Brown University. Okay? But obviously some people do, and I would think that their mommies and daddies that pay that lofty salary and high tuition would think that they're sending their child to a state-of-the-art Ivy League university, no? And we keep allowing these failures from the Ivy League universities. Look at all the shit that went on in Harvard. Garbage. These are not Ivy League schools. Save yourself a boatload of money and save your children. Quit sending them to college. Start sending them to trade school. I can tell you right now, we're working on deregulating a lot of services in this country, including paralegals and stuff like that had to go get all this training. Most of that training's on the job. You don't need to spend $30,000 or $40,000 to have a $15 an hour job that you're going to learn everything you need to on that job. Hush, Delilah. So, again, you know, we need to start reevaluating our thinking on education.
Law enforcement. And they have said, yeah, you know, it was a newer building attached to an older building. The video surveillance is very, very important. And so right now, the FBI and local law enforcement are asking for any photo or video tips, and please submit them to the tip line.
FBI Director Kash Patel had previously posted on X information on how the FBI helped apprehend this person of interest who has now been released. And, you know, this post will be analyzed.
And I feel bad for, if he had nothing to do with the case, you know, I feel bad for the guy. He probably was scared half to death, especially if he had nothing to do with it, right? But you don't know, because I truly believe something like this takes multiple people, just like in Charlie Kirk's case. I don't know if I'll ever believe that Travis or Tyler ever worked truly alone in Charlie Kirk's. I truly believe that there is an MK Ultra psych op going on in America right now, and I believe it's being perpetrated by the CIA. It seems to me, even the guy that was picked up yesterday, if you notice anything about his history, he was military. You know, we're learning about some military trained people. I truly believe that we've got a CIA problem in this country, a CIA, and quite frankly, a rogue FBI. I love Kash Patel. I think Kash Patel is doing an amazing job, but I think he still has rogue agents. And I believe that John Brennan is pulling a lot of these strings behind the scenes. He's going down. I truly believe that he will ultimately be put in prison for the rest of his life once they find out everything that he has truly done. I believe CIA has been working on the United States land for a very long time, and they've been lying to our government about it. I believe that they are the reason why they have been trying to destabilize. I think it's the CIA. They destabilize countries all over the world. And I think they used the stuff that we taught them. I think they've been using it on the American people. This is a serious situation, okay? This is a serious situation. We finally have confirmation from a whistleblower that the chemtrails are real, okay? They have been spraying stuff in our atmosphere, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because this goes to our $1,000 storms that we have been, and flooding that we've been dealing with all over this country. You know, right after, just strategically right after Donald Trump takes office. Okay, this stuff is real. It's crazy real. It is so crazy. It almost defies logic. If you're not paying attention, our government is evil. Okay. Our government is evil. That's why I keep looking for statesmen. I will no longer vote for a politician again. Do you understand that? I will no longer vote for a politician again. I'm looking for statesmen. I'm only putting my efforts towards statesmen. I want statesmen running this country, people that have pride in doing the right things for the betterment of their country, not for profit, not to work. Like everybody in my county, they stop working for the residents. They only work for the developers here in this county. And that's not going to be good enough, because we're the ones that put them in office. Those developers they get one vote. They don't have that much power at the ballot box. We do. And we need to start using that, and we need to start letting our politicians know.
By a lot of people this morning, should he not have? Was this information released too soon? What do you think about that? Do you take any issue with what he had posted?
Look, I mean, they had a person of interest, and again, this happens in the real world, and let's just hope what we need to do now is focus on putting this person behind bars, whoever it might be. Someone within the sound of my voice likely knows the individual who caused this, who shot these individuals, the suspect in this case. And so again, it's getting the tips to local law enforcement, to the FBI as soon as possible.
Yeah, and now we have the families of many young, bright students in mourning across the country, and we are all in mourning as a result.
And of course, there are some students that have already survived one mass shooting event, you know? It's sad. It's sad.
Nicole, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your analysis as always.
I'm Steve Ducey.
So, I mean, you can think what you want about the situation here, but at the end of the day, we are under attack. Our Jewish friends and family around this country are under attack, okay? And I'm sorry. If you ask me, I love Jewish people a hell of a lot more than I love Islamic people. And you guys can say, Betty, that's not very nice. And I'll tell you very quickly, I don't care. I don't care how you think about me. Trust me, I have to live with myself every day, and I like myself, right? I don't need to impress you, and I don't need you to like me for me to live my life, okay? I come from reality, and some people don't like reality. They like PC, okay? I'm not PC. One thing that you will never get from Betty is PC or treading lightly so I don't hurt people's feelings, okay? There is one thing I want you to do. I don't know if you guys know, I've been watching this Elementary, right? So it's going to be season 2, episode 9. It's the last 2 minutes of that episode. If you guys have not had a chance to watch it, that describes me and you all to a T. Second season, episode 9, last 2 minutes of the show. And you guys, if you ever want to understand about me and you, I love you guys to death, but along our journey, we're going to have some problems. Along our journey, we're not going to get along all the time. Along our journey, we are going to hit highs and lows. That means we are going to be on the same page for some things and not on the same page for other things. But what we do is we show each other love and respect, and we work through it. Right? I can promise you, if you're on this channel long enough and you follow me long enough, I will offend you. Okay? It's going to be part of the process. I will offend you. I will hurt your feelings. Okay? It's all for growth. It's all for growth. If it didn't bother you, then you wouldn't have areas of your life you yourself need to work on. Okay? If something bothers you, that's time for your growth. And I know a lot of people don't see it like that, but in all fairness, it is. It's for your growth. It's for your growth. It could be growth in a number of ways. It could be a growth on tolerance. It could be a growth on patience. It could be a growth on acceptance. It could be a growth on constructive criticism, right? It could be a growth on a lot of things. But I believe when we offend one another, I think it gives us an opportunity to grow and learn. And so that's why I just choose to be who I am no matter what. If I were to be whatever you want me to be, who would that really be? Right? It wouldn't be a good person. It would be one that was very much controlled by the whim of somebody else's emotion. And that's one thing that you shouldn't be subjected to, and I shouldn't be subjected to. A French fry equals a cigarette. Oh, Big Mac Mike's not going to like you at all. Big Mac Mike's not gonna like you at all, okay? I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing that out there, Susan. I'm just joking. Big Mac Mike loves McDonald's and loves French fries and loves, more importantly, Big Macs, okay? So French fry equals a cigarette. I'm pretty sure Big Mac Mike doesn't think that. French fry equals I love it. Yes, learn from each other, right? So that's just kind of where we're going to be in all of this, guys. This has been very emotional of a case. And don't forget, this afternoon, I think I've set it for 4:15 this afternoon, 4:15. We're going to be going over Sebastian Rogers' case. I hope you guys are here to attend. I'm going to go through my emails. If you guys have anything about the 2 cases we ran this morning, Rob, was it Rob? Yeah, Rob and the Brown University thing, you guys can send it. We'll talk about it before we start the show for Sebastian. But Sebastian, we're going to be comparing Bad Moms to Katie Proudfoot. So it's like the Tale of Two Moms 2.0. We went over the Tale of Two Moms with Susan Smith. We're going over the new Letitia Stalk. Yeah, Letitia Stalk. Like she had Gannon in a suitcase leaking fluid on the floor while law enforcement was searching for him in the house, and they missed it. They missed it. They opened the door where Gannon was literally stuffed in a suitcase, and if they would have just opened up the suitcases, they would have found him. She was that close to being caught day one, and because they weren't as thorough as they should have been, they didn't find him, and his body ended up winding up here in Florida. Law enforcement needs to quit looking at these parents like they're innocent. In today's society, good parents will understand. Okay? I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. If a good parent is accused of doing terrible things to their child and they're going to convince law enforcement they didn't do it, they're going to give you everything that you need to prove that they didn't do it. They are not going to care. They understand that you look at the families first. Trust me, they do. So guess what? The only people that don't that care about you getting all up in their business are people that have something to hide. So when you have something to hide, well, you have something to hide. So I'm sorry, everybody should be looking at these parents with side eyes. Whenever you have a missing child, you always think the worst. Trust me, in today's society, you have to. You have to. So anyways, long story short, guys, we're going to be going over Sebastian Rogers. We're going to be going over another case of the tale of two moms. We have a mom from Tennessee, which Tennessee kind of sucks in there. Oh my God! I forgot to tell you guys this. I may have to bring this up on the show, but I probably forget. That's why I'm going to tell you now. A trainer, a law enforcement trainer, has been fired for doctoring training records for police. Remember I told you there was a lack of training? Guess where this was? At the major training center in Nashville. So I don't know if it was just specific for one law enforcement or if they were the training facility for a lot of different law enforcements around the area to get them trained. But what I can tell you is somebody was doctoring reports, and I've been telling y'all that it seems like there's a lot of lack of training, that there needs to be retraining of all these law enforcements, you know, across the country, or excuse me, across the state of Tennessee, because it seems like they are poorly trained officers. And lo and behold, here we have a training person doctoring training records. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming out. I know that this wasn't, we didn't have really, major cases. I mean, these are major cases, but they're ones that aren't being covered by here. So I really do appreciate all the people that came out to learn about this new breaking news information. But we have some crazy stories, and we're going to be kind of monitoring them a little bit. I don't know about Rob. I'm not really into the Hollywood or the entertainment. We have a crime. The son has been arrested. The son is officially arrested and charged with the homicide of his mom and dad. Nick Rayner is the one that law enforcement believes killed his mom and dad. Mom and dad being a legendary producer and singer. It's nuts to me. It's nuts to me. I do not idolize Hollywood families. I hope you guys do not idolize Hollywood families. They're pretty messed up. I kind of, even though my life comes with a lot of bumps and things, and we don't have a lot of money, and, we don't have those type of problems, but, I kind of am blessed with my little piddly old lifestyle. Would I want to be a lot better off? Yeah, of course. I think we all would love to be a little better off. I think we all would love the stability, but I don't want to be so money hungry that I lose all focus of morals and humanity. And I feel like we're going to find that out in the Rayner family. I have this pit in my stomach that things aren't as they seem. And I don't want to disparage, obviously they could very well be very good parents, and this was just, just life. I don't know yet. I just know my personal experience tells me that there was some childhood trauma. Hearing about Nick's case, about when he started turning to drugs being 15, I'm sorry, it tells me something happened to him. That's what it tells me, because I know something happened to me. Okay? When I flipped out, I know something happened to me. So I would like to find out what it is. But there was a dark period in his time where he fell into drugs to fill a hole in his body. And that was, it looks like, around the age of 15. So we need to find out why. And did it have anything to do with his mom and dad? Because he seems pretty angry with mom and dad. Pretty angry with mom and dad. What a shame. What a shame. So we'll find out about that. Very interested. I will come back live today if we find out any more to do with Brown University and what's going on with Brown. I don't know what to say about, this. Is it going to be a leftist or a liberal? I mean, it's going to be either Islam, somebody, a Muslim, or a leftist, okay? There's nobody else that would have carried this out, okay? And I say that not like that there's no crazy people on our side. It's the type of people that they targeted. That's what's telling me. Those are friendlies to our side of the aisle. So it's going to be somebody on the left or somebody that's Muslim, because it has to do with Jewish people and Jewish teachings. And it's on on Hanukkah. I mean, come on. It's obviously something that has to do with Jewish people or Judaism or something like that, in my opinion. Now, could this just be a coincidence? Maybe. They already have, Sonia. They've already said it's Trump's fault somehow. I don't know how in the world everything could possibly be Trump's fault, but it is what it is. I at this point I don't think he cares. I think he's gotten kind of like me. Call me what you will. I don't really care. We're in the business of truth and transparency. We're not in the business of feelings and hearts on people's sleeves. Okay, that's just the reality of the work we do. So we're gonna keeping it real and not worry about people's feelings. If you're offended, again, it's not my intention, but it's time for you to have some growth if it's offending you that bad. So hopefully you guys get some growth in you, because it's gonna start getting bumpier until 2028. Okay, maybe after 2028 we'll relax a little bit, but. Oh, you want to say hi to everybody? We'll go out. Come on. Say hi, guys. You know what time it is. It's Delilah time. You guys are interfering with my mommy. It's after 11. You guys know the rules. You guys can have her until 11. But after 11, she's mine. She's mine. You guys are interfering with Delilah time. You're interfering with Delilah time. I'm just saying. Where is it? Delilah time! Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a spiritual war. I really do. I think the bottom line is there is a certain element in this world that wants to cleanse us off this world. And we need to keep them as far away from our country as possible. And inviting them in under false pretenses or trying to tell people that this is not going to happen, yet here we are. I want everybody gone. If you're not an American citizen in today's society, with everything being as contentious as it is, it's time for you to pack up and go home. I'm going to support everybody that is not an American citizen to be shipped home. I hope that if you're not an American citizen, I hope you do it all on your own, okay? I don't want to see you getting ripped from your family or anything like that, but we're in a society where we want you to leave. Okay, you're not going to get a pity party from people like me. You're only going to get a pity party from people that are white liberals. Okay, I can tell you the black folk don't even want you here. Okay, because they're applauding. I don't know if you guys noticed in Chicago, they stood down and opened the doors and told you guys to get them out. That they knew ICE wasn't there for them, was not there for them. Trust me, they want them gone. People are struggling here, okay? We don't want one person stealing one American job. There are people in Chicago that want to work. There are people in Chicago that want to work. And they are being bypassed because they can get cheaper labor because they're illegal and they can't be on the books. That's not fair. That's not fair to anybody. So we're going to keep changing things. So do what you guys will. We'll keep monitoring Brown University. I don't know what else to say. Just be safe, guys, okay? And listen, from now, as hard as this is going to be, don't go to any big events, okay? I don't know what's going on in this country, but this goes for my family. We got people from all over the world here. We even have people from Australia. I would be shocked. We have some people from Australia. If they were from Sydney and they went to this, we might have people from the Bullhorn Betty show that witnessed this horrific thing in Sydney, Australia. Okay, I just don't even want to think about it. So I'm just going to make this out there because we're all struggling. Everybody in this world is struggling with this infestation and infiltration of Islamic people in our world and in our sphere. I will promise you it'll never get like the French or like the UK's gotten, where you get arrested for saying something. I will be damned. I will be damned. However, at the end of the day, I want you all to be safe. Wherever you are in this world, I want you to be vigilant and I want you to be safe. Okay? Vigilant and safe. None of us are safe right now. Okay? People want us dead because we don't think like they do. And it's not immune to the United States of America. We're all targets. All right, guys, God bless. I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you soon. Don't forget, 4:15. 4:15, folks.